Today's lesson is vertical and horizontal lines and faces. You need to know the difference between vertical and horizontal. A vertical line is a line that goes up and down. Up to down is a vertical line. A horizontal line, so I'll just write V for vertical. A horizontal line is a line that goes from left to right or from right to left. Now, for you to remember the difference between the two, just think about the horizon. When you think about the horizon, you're thinking about a flat land. So that would represent the horizontal. So flat left to right, horizontal. The opposite of that would be vertical, up to down. So that should help you remember the difference between vertical and horizontal. Now, in this lesson, I also want to talk about or just remind you about 2D shapes and 3D shapes. So a 2D shape is a flat plane figure or shape that has two dimensions. It only has a length and a width. For example, so a 2D shape or figure is like a rectangle, right? That's all you see. You just see the one face of it. It has a length and it has a width. So L and W has one length and has a length and a width. So that's a two-dimensional figure. You cannot touch it. You cannot see the other side. You can't do anything with it. Whereas a 3D shape is the opposite of this one. You could see the other sides of it. It has multiple faces. You could touch it. You could look around. You could see different angles of it. So a 3D shape is a shape, I'll give an example of like a cube. So that's a cube right there. It would have the length, it would have the width, and it would also have the height. So length, width, and it would also have the height. So it's 3 dimensions, whereas 2D it would be 2-dimensional shape. Some examples of 2D shapes are basically squares, rectangles, circles, triangles, parallelograms, trapezoids, pentagons, hexagons, octagons, ovals. 3D shapes, we could think about cubes, triangular prisms, rectangular prisms, spheres, different types of pyramids. We could have square-based pyramids, triangular-based pyramids, multiple different types of pyramids that we could have, and with prisms as well. So I'm going to give you a little example about this box of crayon. Okay, so I could ask you questions. I could get you any shape or anything, a book or whatever I want, and ask you questions. What type of faces make up this box of crayons? Okay, what type of faces? Okay, so I see rectangles right here. I see a rectangle right here. I see a rectangle right here, a rectangle right here. Any way I flip it around, I'm going to find that it has rectangular faces. So what type of faces does it have? It has rectangles. How many edges are there on each face? Now, I want to explain what the meaning of edge is, right? So you could say edge is a side, right? But the actual definition of it is where two faces meet. So this is a face right here, and this is another face right here. This face meets this face at this edge. So that would be the edge where two faces meet. So how many edges are there on each face? So this is one face right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 edges. How about this one? How many edges do we have? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. This side, 1, 2, 3, 4. Any side you flip it around, you're gonna have 4 edges. What is the total edges that we have in this crayon box? Okay, so now you would have to count. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So I already counted this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I already counted these right here. So I would not count them again. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we won't count this one again because we already did. We got 5, 6, 7, 8. We got the back of it. 9, 10, 11, 12. So what is the total edges of this crayon box? It is 12 edges. What type of 3D objects best describes this crayon box? What type of 3D object? To me, it looks like a rectangular prism, and to everybody, it should look like a rectangular prism because it is a rectangular prism. So what type of 3D object, if I ask you what type of 3D object it is, you just look at it. It's a rectangle. It has rectangles on all sides, so it makes a rectangular prism.